Hello everybody, it's Beth here, your touring vocalist and vocal coach. And today we are talking about the tongue. A lot of people don't realize that the tongue has got a lot to do with our singing, and sometimes the tongue does bad things like getting tight, and that really can influence what's going on in here. A lot of people will say, but my mouth is open, why do I still feel so tight? A lot of that has to do with the tongue. People don't realize that the tongue is a lot more than just this part of what we see. It actually goes all the way back down here. And that's a really important thing to know, because sometimes people get really tight in the base of the tongue. This can cause a lot of problems in the singing. It feels like you're very close, it feels like you're very tight, and this is something we want to address so that we can fix it. You always want to make sure that the tongue is loose, that the tongue is relaxed. Now, of course, we don't want it sticking out of our mouth. That might be a little too much. But it's usually just very flat, very neutral in the bottom of our mouth. Anytime you feel the tongue pulling back, this is not a good thing. It means that things are getting tight, and we need to fix that, especially in our singing. One of the exercises I learned over the years to get that tongue loosened up is what I call a tongue out. I'm sure there's a better name for it. But what you do is take your tongue, right, neutral, and you sort of bite down on the top of your tongue. And then close your lips around it. And then you proceed to make baby raspberries. It's crazy. It's messy. But this allows you to really feel the tongue flapping around, which loosens it up. If your tongue is tight, it's not going to do this. And that's a way to know, there's some tightness going on. So one of the best exercises you can do running around, you don't need music for it, you just need some privacy, is to practice doing this. And then you take it on a little siren, bringing the notes up higher. It's a little crazy, but you will definitely feel that the back of the tongue is no longer tight. So I always give this to people who have trouble with the high notes. Their tongue gets tight when they're going for the high notes. We go up there. It's messy. I don't know if you can see I'm spitting all over the place, but it really helps to loosen up the back of the tongue. Another exercise that I give is the I-E exercise. So many people say, but when I'm singing an E, right, I'm wide, I'm smiling, and that's going to help me. And that's actually not really the best way to make the E. The idea is that the mouth is always supposed to be long and spacious, which we've talked about in another video, keeping the mouth open. But people say, well, if my mouth is open, how can I make an E sound, right? That just doesn't make any sense. So there's a little trick, and that is to form the E with our tongue. So we're singing on an ah, where the mouth is very long, as you've heard before, but the tongue, the sides of the tongue, are coming up to form the E. I. Now, of course, because I'm demonstrating it so large, it's a little bit distorted. But the idea is that the mouth is still long and the tongue is coming up to form the E. E. And the example I always show everyone is that part in the Star-Spangled Banner, or the land of the free. So we're not E, because that's going to be too tough. The jaw's going to come up. There's too much tightness there. But with that I-E version, land of the free, it sounds like an E, but it kind of looks like an ah with the tongue up. And it works. It works for everybody. It's an amazing little trick. So one of the things you want to do is practice getting your tongue to do this motion, because initially most people are not real comfortable with it and it doesn't go so smoothly. You're going to get yourself in front of the mirror and you are going to get a nice medium open mouth, ah, and then practice bringing the sides of the tongue up. I always say it's like scratching your top molars with the sides of your tongue until you get that ah-ee motion without moving the jaw. So you get this. Ah-ee, ah-ee, ah-ee. Initially, people are going to get a lot of this. Ah-ee, ah-ee, because they're used to bringing up the jaw. It's gonna take a moment. So you keep practicing it. Ah-ee, ah-ee, ah-ee. And once again, you have to be your own monitor, your own teacher, to watch, is that jaw coming up, which is not a good thing, or is the jaw staying neutral and just the tongue lifting up? Ah-ee, ah-ee. That is the way you want it to look. And after a little while of practicing, it does come. And then you can apply it into your ease, which is going to feel great. It's going to keep you relaxed. It's going to keep you not tight in the back, which is what we want to be. Hope you have fun practicing this one. And as always, have a great day singing.